Hello, this is Drawin X, bringing you the first ever Drawin X video ever. It's gonna be my first impression video of this game, Albion Online. But before I start talking about Albion Online, I want to just bring you the reason of this video and probably the the commentary or the style of this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is gonna be more just for fun. It's gonna be a pretty laid back channel. I'll try and get videos up every day, if not every couple of days, just depending on my schedule. I have tons of school and work I'm gonna be going through this fall, so will definitely depend on that. So first of all, I want to thank you for finding this obscure video of the YouTubes. It's pretty awesome that you guys were able to find this video, my first impressions video of Albion Online. I'm going to try to keep my videos to around a half an hour long, probably less than that, just depending on my commentary and how long I can talk for. As you guys can obviously tell, I'm pretty new to this, so give me a few videos, I will hopefully improve. Just let me know in the comments on anything that you guys recommend, sound equipment or different types of software. I'm not planning to sink tons of money into this because it's just for fun, but any criticism is good criticism, constructive criticism. I don't need to be told that I suck because I already know that. Tell me what I can improve on and I will go from there. Alright, so for this game of Albion Online, you spawn, when you first get in the game, you are asked to create a character. This process takes less than 2 minutes to do. Probably the most complicated thing of making a new character is deciding the name, which I'm assuming most people already have their name picked out, so, or their gamer tag from other games. So this is going to be the most really the most complex part. Is just deciding a name. The next step is it drops you in one of the starting zones. For this, I would just follow the quest line. It will go take you through a quest line that gets you gear, gets you a mount, and this is very important. Go ahead and make sure you do this step, or else this grinding. The grinding that you have to do becomes a lot more difficult and time consuming. So for this game, as you guys can probably tell already, that it's a lot. It takes lots and lots of grinding. Just watching this, I'm going to be going around, getting chestnut logs, travertine blocks, etc. Right now I'm doing more of the gathering. This video probably won't have much fighting in it. It's just going to be talking about my first impressions of the game. So for this game, there is not really a pay to win, but it's a pay to get stuff done faster. And it's like a 1 month, 3 months. This really helps. I would actually kind of recommend getting it if you're planning to get serious with the game, just because it helps so much with the boosting of levels. This game would take forever without it, but it's not necessary. It's not a pay to win game, it's a pay to get ahead game. So as you guys can see, there are these skill trees right here. As you guys can tell, I've been playing this game for a bit. I've been doing a little bit of fighting, not a whole lot, but just enough to get my toes wet. No PvP, so I do not know about that, but the game mechanics is a very simple fighting, so there's not too much to it. The crafting takes quite a bit, so you're going to have to mine, and you're going to have to do some work with this. If you don't like a game that grinds, if you don't like a game that it takes a little bit to play, I would not recommend this game. However, this game is very much like RuneScape in the way you play, where it's just you go around, you take a group of friends, and you just go ahead and have fun with it. It's not a very much of a serious game. As, you can take it seriously, but I would recommend just playing with a group of friends. That's just where the game really excels at. It's just having a group of friends with you and just being able to talk and enjoy the enjoy the gameplay. However, I have not got to the guild versus guilds battles and those type of events yet, so I can't say for a fact that those don't get intense. I'm sure they do. I can't wait till I get into that, but we'll see from there. So for mining, you just go start with the basic, normal rough logs, rough stones, and then you just go from those are like tier 1, and then you go to the next tier, and the next tier, and it's just a process of grinding out this and grinding out levels. The graphics aren't the best, however this helps with the fact that everyone's on the same server, so you're able to get a massive amount of people onto the same screen. I'm gonna say it probably takes up, it can probably fit up to like 400 people on a screen before the population becomes so dense that you can't get everyone on the screen. This will be shown when I go into a city, specifically Martlock. That city, this morning I was playing, had over 1,200 people in there. So when you get that many people in that one city, it does start to lag out a little bit. But other than that, you don't experience too much lag. Every couple minutes you might experience a lag spike. So the game runs really well. The music is incredible when you're not in this dead space. When you get into this dead space, there's no music, and it really needs to be filled with some music. But when you start getting into the cities, it has wonderful music to it. Okay. I probably will go ahead and return to the city just to show you guys what the city looks like, what the guild islands look like. Right now I do have a tier 3 island, so I did put some money into the game, $30 to be exact, and that did really help. It got me 30 days of the premium, which is like the subscription based the subscription thingy bobber. Sorry, I'm not that great with the actual verbiage that they use, but it does help. You get bonus materials when you use it. It really does help with just with the game in general, progressing you through the game. And it also allows you to get an island, which really does help when you need to buy stuff. It allows you to grow like ox, horse. It allows you to grow your own items. It's a very beneficial system, but everything that you can get in this game can be achieved through not having a subscription. Alright, so right now I'll be heading to Martlock, and with that, this is gonna have pretty much just the stores in it. It's gonna have the auction. It's gonna have my way back to my guild and to my my guild island and back to my personal island. So the thing about cities is that everything is player owned. So everything is all the economy is based off of the players. I think there's only a few things that you can buy from the NPCs, and that's pretty much stuff off the island. But now I wouldn't even recommend buying stuff off the island, because now people have been starting to play the game for a while. This is like the fourth day that the game has been released. Right now it is July 22nd, and it's been out a little bit longer for some other people who have spent $50 or $100 on the game, but for me it's been out for a couple days, only a few days. The game is still running pretty smoothly. We'll see about it. I'll say about the lag once we get into the city. Alright, so as you guys can tell, it says region overpopulated. That just means that there's too many people to be in this screen to be shown, so they just make everyone invisible. You guys can see the horses, ox. I'm not sure if that's everyone can see that, but I believe they can. So you have a couple places. You have the merchant, which is the market, which is allows you to buy other players' items. You have the pirate-looking guy, and the island merchant, and you can travel to your island. You can buy your. This is where you upgrade your island, buy your island. Guild island, same thing where you upgrade it, and then this is other islands. I'm not sure what other islands do. I just don't go to it. This is somebody's repair shop. This is all players' economy, so the player is able to actually set a tax and be able to set up a usage price. So when you go and repair, you can repair all, and the cost is $2.49. So when you click on that, you see that the base cost is $5.94. However, it's actually I get a global discount, so that's just off of negative 50%, which is pretty good. They obviously have not set a usage fee. I'm not sure if this is I'm pretty sure this is a player, so it's kind of weird that there's not a usage fee. Let me go ahead and see if there's a good example of this. Let's go ahead and go to this guy. So usually there's not a usage fee for anything lower than tier 2, or yeah, lower than tier 2. You see this guy has put a usage fee of 121% on his crafting, so that means I have to pay him to use this. This is due to the due to him owning this slot of land. He bought this and he would put he put this building on this land, and every day I believe it goes on sale, or not every week day. It goes on sale every month or so, and you can go ahead and buy it, outbid the person, etc., etc. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know how all that works, because I have not owned any land inside of a city, but it's something that I'm gonna start looking into. Remember, this is my first impressions of the video. It's not gonna be anything real in depth with the game. It's just gonna show if I enjoy the game. It just shows if I enjoy the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to my island, or to the guild's island first. So the guild island will have this bank where you can store stuff. Actually, before I put everything away, I want to show you something about the ox. The ox allows you to carry a lot more, so if I do this and I walk away from this circle, see how this up here is now 384% and I can't walk anymore. However, if I mount up, this 384% goes back to 46%. So these ox are very important to the grinding, to the harvesting, gathering part of the game. Because without these, you can't carry nearly as much as you can without them. Right now, this is actually, I'm borrowing this ox from someone else who's currently offline. He's at work, so it's been really nice of him to be letting me borrow it. Shout out to my brother right there. It's pretty awesome. But normally I had this novice mule, which allows me to travel a lot faster and allows me to carry a little bit more. This is what you get when you do the beginning mission. Definitely do the beginning mission, as I said earlier in the video, or else you'll have a fun time going from harvesting to returning to the city to harvesting. Something I did for 2 hours. I felt really dumb after realizing that there was a mission to get a donkey, so kind of got salty at that. But I would always recommend playing the game without watching any tutorial videos at first, just because you get so much more enjoyment out of the game, I believe, when you are able to figure things out yourself. So go ahead and definitely stay away from tutorials for the first hour or so. I would even normally say stay away from the fast, like showing you how to get to tier 3 under 30 minutes or whatever the YouTube are now at, and trying to be able to fast level you. At least at first. I would, after like your second character, definitely that might be something to look at. But you normally don't get as much enjoyment out of that, I know. Or I don't, at least. Alright. So when you own your own guild, when your guild owns Guild Island, you're able to go through. Remember how things had a usage cost on in this side of town? Well, in this, we can go ahead and ignore that usage, and pretty much the guild sets up the price, like a guild tax, and if the guild sets up a guild tax, all you have to do is pay the tax, which is usually quite a bit less. On this guild, we're all close friends, so all we do is we actually just do a little bit of a guild tax on the drops, and then we're able to use everything for here in the Guild Island for free. I believe that's how it works. I'm not sure if there's a tax on the actual guild stuff. If we do set it up like that, I'm not sure if there's a way to set it up like that. But it's usually a lot cheaper to become it with a guild, and then you also get a communal like feeling where your friends can go ahead and you guys all can kind of meet in one spot. It's a good, easy meeting spot. However, with this guild island, there's a whichever town you set up your guild island, that's where it's set up at. So you guys can't just travel to your guild island from anywhere. You have to be at the island, or else it costs silver to travel there, which is a major importance to it, because I can't just go ahead and travel to anywhere in the world I like from my guild island for free. I can only travel to Martlock. If I try to travel to Fort Sterling, it's going to cost me a good amount of silver. So normally you want to make sure that you're in a part of the island where it's useful to have, where you're going to be know type of guild you want. Let's go to my personal island. This is going to be a tier 3 island. I did sink most of my silver into this. This is going to be where I am trying to get up the setup to be able to get up mounts and all that. This is why mostly I got the island, so I can get ox for free and start selling them on the market after a little bit. And this is the guy that sells. This is pretty much one of the only NPCs I will sell you stuff. And like I said before, don't buy stuff from him. Go to the market. You guys can get considerably cheaper at the market now, especially I'm assuming later into the game as the game progresses. So that's gonna be a bonus. This game is gonna be really good for beginners, just because everything on the market's gonna be super cheap eventually. When we first started the game, everything was super high. However, when people start becoming when stuff starts becoming craftable to the vast majority of players, it's going to start dropping in price due to supply and demand. Because most people will want their stuff sold and off the auction pretty fast. There's a few items when you craft some really good gear where you're going to be able to make quite a bit of money, but everything is going to be sold pretty cheap. Alright, and then it's a two-sided sword because it's going to be really easy for new players to buy stuff. However, that means it's going to be really hard for new players to make money as well. Just due to the fact that you're going to have to sacrifice either crafting the item and selling it for cheap, or selling the raw resources, which you're going to lose out on a lot of experience. So it's going to be a two-sided sword in that manner, where you're going to have to decide whether to make money by selling raw resources or gain experience and use the raw resources but sell stuff insanely cheap. That means you're not going to be able to buy other stuff as easily. So that's going to be one of the bad sides for new players. It's just going to be very difficult to decide what you want to do with the game, to do with your resources. Alright. About getting to the 30-minute mark, I believe. I'm just kind of been as you guys can tell, there's horses and such all over. I believe that's a mercenary, but you don't see the guy on top, which is kind of funny. For gathering resources, it's kind of like RuneScape as well, where when you gather resources, you're going to have to try to beat other people to it. You're going to have to, if you're a lower level, there's no way you're going to outmine someone who's a higher level. That's also another downside to new players as well. It's going to be harder to mine stuff. It's going to be difficult to mine stuff if a god tier person comes and starts mining. It's going to be very difficult for you. But this community, when you go into dungeons and such, it's a really good community. It's people party up with you, even though like you're lower tier. They might not party up with you if they're going for a bigger boss. However, I haven't had much of an issue when I want to go to the dungeons not finding a party. I've always found one. So that's not a real big issue, or not that I found. The community is not toxic. It's a great community. It's just I think that's the reason why it's such a good community is because this game has to survive on community. Just because everything is kind of basic, where their focus is on actually the community instead of the gameplay. Or that's from what I got from it. Alright, so I'm gonna be closing up this video shortly. If you guys have any constructive criticism, please. But as I already said, I know I already suck at making these videos, so any constructive criticism would be great. Go ahead and put that in the comment. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you guys wouldn't mind. That'd be just jolly of you. And also, if you guys have any other games that you guys want me to comment on or want just to watch me play, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'll go ahead and read the comments, reply if anyone does happen to watch this video. We'll see about that. High hopes of a couple views. Just gonna throw that out there. Other than that, talk to you guys later. I'll be posting videos hopefully daily, if not every other day. I'm gonna really try on making these videos every day. It's like I said before, this is just for fun for me. So any criticism, any encouragement, either two would also be welcome. anybody, I'm running this on a Mac, so if there's anybody who knows any better way of recording anything, recording stuff, or um, just for the sound or for the video, let me know. I'm using OBS, and that's pretty good. It's one of the best ones I found so far, and one of the easier ones. Before I head out, and also if you guys, I think I've already said everything about if you guys want me to play any other games, let me know. And I think that's it. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.